So a little bit of background on this for those that are new or haven't been here. Every quarter, we put together this Golden Cone competition, which is a golden version and this trophy here of the orange cone. If you don't know the orange cone story, then ask someone next to you there of what that's all about. But it's really some of the best of some stories that someone's done a campaign. They've either created a new campaign that they've executed and got great results, or they've taken one of Robin's campaigns and just executed it very well here, or even some other ideas. And so it's a way for you guys to be able to share with others. And one thing that we do on this is being able to take this and make it into a competition, not only for that, but as I pointed out when some of you were still getting in the room, there's $1,000 cash on the line for that too. So we'll have voting at the end of it. The voting that's going to come up, it'll be vote by text, and it will be in the order that they're going through. So you can just note each person there of who you're thinking of voting for. Be thinking about it when you're voting for someone of not only who did the best presentation. Many of these, every single person on this, it's their first time doing a Golden Cone presentation up in front of this room. So they may be nervous, but also really look at how can I apply that in my business right here? How valuable could this potentially be, this idea that they have that they're going to share with me? How valuable could that idea be for me of being able to take it? Because it really is truly that value that you want to be able to see, and that's the way I'd like to see you vote is with what you could put into your pocket or into your business to make your business better. So without...
Thank you.
All right, and last up, Big Kevin. Come on up.
Put that guy right there. My name's Kevin Beebe. I'm with Southern Data Solutions out of Atlanta, Georgia. Just by a show of hands, how many people in the room have run the Sitting Duck campaign? I suspect it's quite a few. Yeah, probably half of you guys. Well, what I want to show you is how we put a different spin on that campaign, customized it, and more than doubled our campaign results by doing that. So to give you a history, we joined Producers Club at right before boot camp last year. Like many people, we had absolutely no marketing experience. So if I had to sum up that first year, that first 18 months, it was really a learning experience. We honestly didn't get out of the program what we expected to get. We ran a whole bunch of different campaigns, just about everything we could try. We just jumped from one to the other. And it's not that the campaigns don't work, it's that the execution. And we had to practice that execution and learn from each one of those things that we did. So what we learned, we're in the Atlanta market. There's at least 8 other Producers Club members. I don't know how many apprentice members are in the Atlanta market. So we knew we had to customize our campaigns. We couldn't just run something out of the box. We had to make it our own. We had to stand out from what other people were doing. We had to stick with one campaign. One of the other Golden Cone presenters said that too. You know, you can't jump from one to another. You got to be able to learn from what you're doing, stick with it long enough to make those adjustments and to improve, constantly improve and adjust. So every week we're looking at our results. I'll show you that later, how we analyze that data and we make those changes and continually improve that. And then finally, you know, we do a really good job of getting meetings if we can get the person on the phone. The hard part is you can't get the person on the phone. People are just too busy to answer a call, especially a sales call. So that's the challenge. How do we get more people to pick up the phone? So I always put myself in other people's shoes and I say, what will make me pick up the phone? I'm busy. If I look at that caller ID, I don't know who the person that's calling me. If I think it's a solicitor, it's even worse. I'm not going to pick up that phone. So, you know, I want to make people curious. I want to make them smile. We want them to share with other people in the office. We want them to go home and share with their spouse or their friends. Hey, look what this guy sent me today. Make it interesting. Every lumpy mail concept, you want to have something that stays on their desk. That's a constant reminder. It's not going to go in the garbage. We thought it was important to use video. So we used an online shock and awe instead of a letter. We wanted them to see our face, hear our voice, get a feel for our personality and who we are before they ever picked up that phone. So they're comfortable talking to us. And then finally have a really great offer. And we're constantly changing those offers to see what are people interested in. So this is the online shock and awe. This is we've got about 6 templates for the Sitting Duck campaign that we use. I don't have time to go through this. This is your opportunity to donate to St. Jude. If you want to click on that link now, it'll autoplay the video. We used the secondary video is from the last Producers Club meeting. We used the Sitting Duck cartoon drawing video, so that's up there. We've got our offers. It's all wrapped around cybersecurity. The link on the top of the page takes us to our blog post where we talk about cybersecurity as well. The offer on this one happens to be, we've done seminars before. This one is providing lunch. We'll actually come to their office, buy their staff lunch, do cybersecurity training at their office. So that's been pretty successful for us. So we take that online shock and awe, we post it on social media. So we're putting it on LinkedIn, we're putting it on Facebook, trying to drive even more traffic. A lot of the people that we're targeting we're already connected to on LinkedIn, so it just reinforces that and gets them to check it out. It's a very cost-effective campaign that we run. So we get the ducks from Oriental Trading. There's 100 different versions of ducks out there. They run specials on them all the time, so we mix it up and we change the ducks. They're about 50 cents each, so with the box and the shipping, we're at $3.11 on this campaign. So critical for us is starting with a good list. Everybody kind of uses a different database. In Atlanta, one of the best is BusinessWise, so our list comes from BusinessWise and LinkedIn. You can see some of the criteria that we use there. The important ones are industry and the business titles. So we actually group into different buckets so we can customize that message, that online shock and awe. If we're talking to financial services, we can talk about that in the video. We group IT managers. Obviously, that's a different pitch than if you're pitching to an executive. So we put those in a separate bucket, and then we can customize that content specifically to who we're talking to. The biggest piece we failed last year was with scrub calls. We really didn't do them. BusinessWise gave us great data. We could see who the CEO was, who the office manager was, but we were guessing who that decision maker might be. So we said, okay, let's send this campaign to CEOs, let's send this one to office managers. So now we're calling the main phone number or the sales line, which is going to get picked up 90% of the time. And we like to do charity events and seminar invitations, and people have a really hard time saying no to that. We just say, hey, we'd like to mail out this invitation. It's regarding a technology seminar and a charity event. And if we do that, we have a really high success rate of getting the qualified decision makers and know exactly who to send that to. So then we send them a duck in a box. Big key is don't ruin their curiosity. So it's very simple. We don't put packing material in the box. We don't put business cards in the box. We don't put our company name, our logo. We don't put anything on the box. It's just a duck. You shake the box, it makes a sound. It has a return address, but it doesn't say our company name on it, it just has our salesperson's name. And then you can see one of the notes, we're constantly changing that as well, trying different notes to invite them to go click on the link and find out, why'd we send you a duck? So we have email addresses for most people. If we don't, we do it on LinkedIn as well, but we send them a warm-up message since they have to type in that URL from that piece of paper that comes in the box. We send them an email. and give them the convenience of clicking on that hyperlink. It also warms them up to the phone call. So we're preparing them that within a day or two, we're going to call you. And we'd like to get your thoughts on the content that we've showed you here and the duck that we sent you. So that's Jack Baldwin. He's my salesperson. He does all the follow-up calls. So 1 to 2 days after we send that warm-up message, we start our follow-up calls. And we do a morning block. We find that 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is a good time for our follow-up calls. We don't use a script for this. We used to, but when you use a script, it comes across as a sales call. And as soon as people hear you want to make a sales pitch, they're trying to hang up the phone on you. So it's really about having a conversation. We have a very clear goals that we want to accomplish in that call, but it's just a personal conversation. And it usually starts with, the campaign. How did you like the campaign? What did you think of the content that you saw? So it's very loose. It's not a sales pitch at this point. We're trying to get a meeting. So we assume the yes. We don't ask if they'd like to meet. We say, can I come out to your office next Tuesday at 2 o'clock and talk to you about what you're doing for cybersecurity? We assume they're going to say yes. If they say no, we ask them what's a better time to do that. So don't give them a way out. And then if they don't answer the phone, we leave a brief voicemail message and we say, we'll try again in the next couple days. So attempt number 2, 1 to 2 days after we make that first call, we switch it up. We change our call time. So if we called in the morning the first time, now we're going to call in the afternoon between 1 and 3 o'clock. Maybe that's a better time to get them. We're calling on a different day, so hopefully we get them in the second conversation. If not, another brief voicemail message gets left. And then we send the final offer email. It basically says, I'm sorry we missed you. We want to give you an opportunity to take advantage of the great offer that we put out there. If you're not ready for that, we'd love to just come buy you a cup of coffee, buy you lunch, and just talk about your business. So give them another call to action there. This is a spreadsheet that we use to track all our activity. So every day, our scrub calls, our warm-up emails, follow-up call number 1, number 2, and the final email, we track the results of each of those things so that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, we can look at, okay, what's working? Tuesdays are great calling days for us. The afternoon is working better than the morning. And then at the end of it, we show them, we look at the script that we're using for each one of those, and we modify that script and say, okay, script A is working better than script B, so let's use that. Again, looking at the data that we collect on a daily basis, making adjustments, but we're trying not to adjust too many things all at once. Change 5 things, you get a better result. You have no idea which of those 5 things actually worked. So at the most, we'll tweak 1 or 2 things on a daily, weekly basis and make those adjustments and hopefully get better results every time. And also with the shock and awe site, change your content up, change your offer, redo the video. So these are some of the quotes that we got. Really the most important one to me is that number 3. I've never had anybody thank me for sending a marketing piece to them. And we actually got somebody to say thank you for sending that. Made them smile that day. These are the results so far. Again, this is a new campaign. We did this in August. We sat down and designed this campaign. So September was the first time we executed it. We're really early in the process, but we've got some really encouraging results. 300 ducks have been sent out. We've got 326 clicks on that shock and awe site. And obviously that's more than 100%. We know we didn't get 100% of the people doing that. We posted it on social media as well, so we know we got some traffic there. But the important thing is, people are interested. They're making it to the site, even multiple times. They're going and showing someone else, hey, check this out. Isn't this interesting? So that's probably one of the big statistics, even more than what you're going to see at the bottom, is how much traffic we're getting. People are seeing our message. If they're not ready for it now, they're going to be down the road. So we're getting a lot of exposure off of this campaign. And then phone conversations. In the past, we do a campaign to 300. We get less than 30 people on the phone. This campaign, we got 71 people to pick up that phone and have a conversation with us. So that was huge. 25 meetings. Again, we're not going into the sales pitch. When we ask for a meeting, it's to come learn about their business. But we got 25 people that we got to go face to face and learn about their business by using this campaign. Before, we'd be lucky to get 5 appointments out of that size campaign. So, and then 40 said, that's great. They had a conversation with us. They're not ready for it now. So they go into our drip marketing and they want us to stay in touch for any future needs that they have. 7 took advantage of the offers that we put out there. We were lucky to get 2.5. So, I started this off by saying we were looking to double our results. A lot of these numbers you'll see, we're tripling our results. So we added $292,000 to our pipeline. And so far, again, we're in the first 60 days. We did close 1 deal off of that. So we're looking at ROI of 15,974. Lessons learned. There's a big fine line between too much information and too little. We talked about if you put too much in the box, they know it's, hey, this is about technology. This guy's trying to make me a sales pitch. I don't have time for this right now. They'll never make it to the site. It defeats the purpose. So you got to keep their curiosity high, and that's why we don't put too much in it. If you put too little, we've actually had comments of, I was worried about, that was kind of weird. I didn't know what it was. I didn't feel comfortable clicking on the link. So you have to put some level of comfort message. No one said they thought it was a mail bomb, but I guess they could. Emailing the URL really helped us. We can track the clicks on that. Videos don't play on iOS devices. And the more humor that we use, the better those conversations are and the easier they got. Next variations, we're actually using duck calls. 70% of our calls go to voicemail, so we're going to start that voicemail message with a duck call. It's a little bit more expensive, but we can make them laugh, and then we've got the presidential ducks for the campaign. So doing a how-to call on this next week, so if you like the ideas, tune into that, but please vote for the ducks. I appreciate it.